I'm Jack Buffington, and I graduated in civil engineering here in 1961, and then I went into the Navy and spent 34 years in the Navy, and I came back to Oklahoma to retire on the family ranch there, and they called me one day and said, quit loafing, come over here and run a research center and teach some classes. I said, okay, but only for a couple of years. I enjoyed it so much I stayed for 14. So I finally retired from here theoretically in 2009. When I went to OCS, they said, put down what kind of ship you want to go on. So I said, well, I don't know much about any ship. So I wrote Seabees. I'd heard of the Navy Seabees. I wrote Seabees. And so here come my orders about 2 weeks later, Civil Engineer Corps School, Port Hueneme, California. I didn't know what it was, but it sounded good, and it's where the Seabees were. And so they sent me all over the world working with the Seabees and doing all kind of stuff, and just really enjoyed life. I was out on Diego Garcia in the middle of the Indian Ocean. I'd been out there for about a year, and our head admiral showed up out there just to see what we were doing. And I showed him everything we was doing. He said, where do you want to go next, Jack? I said, well, I've done a lot of CV duty and contracts, but I hadn't done much public works duty. And he said, yeah, that's right. You're going to go to public works next time, I'll guarantee you. I said, how about sending me to be public works officer at the Naval Academy? He said, you can't do that. He said, you got to be a graduate of there to get ordered to the Naval Academy, because you got to understand everything that's going on. So here about a month later, here came my orders, Naval Academy. And I almost flipped out, I said, boy, that looks great. And then also, I was the defensive backfield coach on the football team for 3 years, on the lightweight football team. And we played all the Ivy League schools, and we won all the games just about. In 3 years, we only lost 3 games, and we won the league all 3 years anyway. And I tell everybody, I said, look, folks, major in something you can make a living in. Because when you leave here, you're going to be involved in a lot of other stuff. You're going to be working with a lot of other people and everything else. And there's a lot of things you can loaf here. If you want to come just loaf and do nothing, you can loaf and do nothing, and you're going to amount to nothing. I said, you get out there, study something that's really hard, and don't drop classes. And but I said, major in something was really worthwhile, and you won't ever regret it. I can't say enough good things about the University of Arkansas. I tell everybody, if you really want to go to a great school, I spoke at a lot of high schools when I was teaching here, and then while I was still in the Navy, I spoke at a lot of high school graduations. And I tell all of them, I said, go to some school that's really a good school and a place you can work and do things in. And I said, you're never going to do better than going to the University of Arkansas. I was the board of directors of the Alumni Association when I was teaching here. And so for 4 years, and I really enjoyed it. I saw how tough it was to get into this school, and I saw what a tough job that the guys over at the Alumni Association were doing. And so it was just a real tremendous honor for them to recognize me as having them done okay here at the school.